crispy pan-seared salmon, fresh tangy herb noodle salad. Friends, this is one bowl you don't want to miss out on. This is my Vietnamese salmon noodle salad. So there's two key things for this dish, guys. One, don't stuff up the noodles. We want beautiful, bouncy, lovely noodles, not soggy, overcooked ones. Two, you want that perfect kind of crispy crust on that salmon. I'm going to show you my little tricks for doing that at home. So first up, let's get our noodles sorted first. Now, I have some room temperature water here, and I'm using some glass noodles, also known as cellophane noodles, also known as like mung bean noodles, bean thread vermicelli noodles. Anyway, the point is these guys are very tricky to cook because they get all soggy and they clump together. So my trick is pop them into some room temperature water first and just leave them alone for like 10 minutes or so, and they'll soften up a little. The soaking will give you a more even, quicker cook. I find when they go straight into boiling water, those noodles overcook on the outside, but they're not cooked through the center. So there you go, a little trick for home. Let's get on to our salmon now, shall we? Now, beautiful pieces of salmon. Just want a little bit of salt here. And now my first little tip here is to dry out that skin. Get some paper towel on there, press down, make sure it's really nice and dry because moisture will be your enemy when it comes to getting things crispy and crunchy. So take that off. A little bit of salt on that skin side because of course the salt helps to give us the crust as well. Now I'm going to get my pan heating up here. Now, I think one of the things with cooking fish at home is that there's always that fear that like the fish skin is going to stick to the pan, or how do you get that really crispy crust? So a couple of things here. First of all, get your pan really hot. Now, I'm using Analon X pans today. These are a non-stick, but actually they sear like a stainless. But the point is, whether you're using a stainless or a non-stick or any kind of pan, make sure you get it really hot because that first sizzle when that skin hits the pan, that's gonna really start to develop that crust, which means we won't get any sticking. Now I'm just gonna add some oil in here, and this is a real bonus with this pan because the oil stays in the center. Oftentimes you find with pans the oil runs out to the side, you don't get a very even cook. Now add that salmon skin down first. That's the sound you want to hear, that beautiful sizzle. Now I'm not done solving problems here because the other problem that I have when cooking salmon at home is getting a lot of kind of splatter and mess. I really hate mess. So what I like to do is pop some baking paper on top here, and that takes care of the splatter business. Now I like to also weight down the top of the salmon with another pan so that all of that beautiful skin is really pushing down on the hot oil and the hot pan, and that is going to give us the most beautiful, even, crispy crust. Now you want to leave those guys sizzling in there until we've got the crispy crust, around about like 2 minutes. Okay, let's turn these over. Oh wow, look at that crust, like it's so perfectly even and it's so perfectly crispy. Now at this point I'm going to turn the heat off because I'm going to get that gentle cooking through the center. You can see just by sort of giving it a little squeeze on the side here that we're nice and still soft and juicy through the center. It's going to be like a kind of still like a blush, a little bit translucent through the center. If you want it really well cooked, then leave it in for a little longer. Now my other little bits and pieces for this noodle bowl, very simple. I'm going to make some really quick pickled carrots. I'm going to pop some carrot strips into a jar, just add in some sugar. And I think this kind of pickled element really gives you the Vietnamese flavour here. Okay, a little bit of salt and some vinegar. Now just give that a mix. And these are a very quick pickle, so they'll be ready to go by the time we're dishing up our noodles. The other thing I want to do is make a really quick Vietnamese dressing. This is a nuoc chum dressing. It's such a great dipping sauce, salad dressing. Make double, make triple. Keep it in your fridge for the week. It's so good. Okay, some chopped chili, some garlic, sugar, vinegar, and some lime juice. and some fish sauce. So now we're at the noodling part. All right, we've got our noodles soaking here, and you can see they've really softened up. They're not cooked through yet, they've just merely softened. I'm gonna pop them into some boiling water, and it's gonna be like literally seconds before they're ready. See what I mean? They soften up so quickly, and you definitely do not want to overcook these. And now we go in with some really beautiful fresh herbs, because that to me is what a Vietnamese salad is all about. I've got some mint, some basil, this is Thai basil. Now I'm going to drizzle over some of that dressing. Give those noodles a toss. And one more little tip with glass noodles, if you find that they're starting to sort of clump together too much, you can just give them a little snip with some scissors. Kind of makes them a more manageable length. Okay, so we are ready to build our bowl. I've got some lettuce here. Oh, those fresh herby noodles. Some of that pickled carrot. Now that salmon. Oh, so crunchy, listen to this. Okay, so I just want like chunks of my beautiful salmon here. And then final little bits that kind of add some extra flavour, some roasted peanuts and some shallots. A little extra drizzle of dressing. Now I wish you guys could smell all the wonderful, amazing fresh herbs and the garlic here, but I'll just, get in here and see, make sure I've done a good job for you guys. Wow, I love this kind of salad. It's like such a big explosion of flavour. There's, that tangy, slightly spicy dressing, sweet, sour, crispy salmon. Ah, just perfect. Yum. Did you guys hear that? I mean, I can't even believe this is not fried chicken, and it's not, but it's so crispy and crunchy. I'm gonna show you how to get that with minimal oil, and we're gonna serve it with a beautiful fresh salad. Okay, so we are gonna make the fried chicken without the deep frying. So exciting. All right, but first off, let's start with our noodle salad. Now, we're gonna use rice vermicelli noodles today. And the secret to cooking these is not to cook them, just soak them. So you just want some hot water, put those noodles in. And you see, because they're so fine, they can overcook really quickly. That's why we don't wanna boil them. Now, as they're soaking, just sort of spin them around, loosen them up a little bit, and these only need about 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, the best way to check is literally just to pull them out and taste them. Just tender, but not soggy. Okay, drain off as much water as you can. And I want to stop these from cooking and get them nice and chilled down. So I'm going to put them in some cold water. Okay, now I like to just sort of move them around, make sure they're all nice and cool all the way through that bundle, and then squeeze out all that water. Now, if you have an Asian mom like me, then you would have been told a million times that slicing and chopping up your noodles is bad luck. Well, here we go. We're gonna go with some bad luck noodles here, but I just find that it's easier to toss and serve noodles when they're a little bit shorter. And we'll just leave these guys alone until we're ready to mix our salad later on. And now for that crispy chicken. So I'm gonna use skin on chicken thighs. I think that gives the best crispness and juiciness. You could also use skin on chicken breast as well if you like. Now I've patted these down with paper towel. You really want to make sure they start off nice and dry. And then here we want to add a little bit of color, flavor, and seasoning. So for that I need some turmeric, a good hit of ground pepper, and then be generous with your salt. That's going to add our seasoning as well as helping everything to crisp up. Now give everything a good mix. And now here we go for the cooking technique to get that really crispy chicken. So I just want a little bit of oil to get things started. Just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. And then put the chicken pieces in skin side down.
Now, if you've been a long time follower of my channel, you would know that I've used this technique before for a chicken and my special fried rice dish. You can check that one out on YouTube. But what you need is some baking paper that goes on top of your chicken. And now you want another pan to go on top. And this is the part that's really important. So this second pan is going to weigh everything down. It's going to keep that skin in firm contact with that really hot pan. It's going to get everything really crispy. And now you can turn the heat down a little bit and you want to leave those guys to cook for about 12 minutes. Okay, so this chicken is smelling so amazing. Let's have a look and see how we're going. All right, moment of truth. Now, would you have a look at that color? That is so amazing. See, what did I tell you guys? Crispy fried chicken without the deep frying. So good. Now you just want to let these guys finish off cooking on the other side, and in the meantime, we can make the rest of our salad. Okay, so I'm going to really quickly pickle some little green crunchy bits for our salad. This couldn't be easier. I'll start off with some cucumber, and I just want to finely slice it. Okay, that goes into a bowl. And I've got some Chinese cabbage here as well. And you just want little bite-sized chunks of this. And then just a little pinch of salt here is going to go a long way. Wait till you see what happens. So we just sprinkle it on, and now you really want to get in there and massage and squeeze that salt into those vegetables. And just set that aside while you're making your dressing. So this one is a favorite of mine. It's super simple to make. You just want some garlic cloves first of all, and just a light pounding will kind of pop the skins off. And then some chilies, and you guys know by now I like things quite spicy, so I'm gonna use 4, but you can go with as few or as many chilies as you would like. And then just a little pinch of salt here. It's gonna help to break down the fibers in those bits and pieces. And then just pound this to a fairly rustic kind of paste. Okay, so this is the kind of thing you're looking for. And to that, I wanna add some fish sauce. And then some palm sugar. So palm sugar generally comes in these sort of very hard blocks. And what you want to do is use your knife to shave the sugar off so that it dissolves quickly in that dressing. And now we've got the spicy, the salty, the sweet. We need a little bit of tang. So I'm going to add some lime juice. Just give that lime a bit of a push down so you can release the juices inside. And then always with this kind of Thai style salad dressing, you want to taste for the balance of flavors. Okay, so I've got the lime, I've got that little bit of garlic, I've got the tanginess. That's tasting perfect to me. But you could add more sweetness or more saltiness, totally up to your own taste buds. Okay, so let's come back and have a look at our cabbage and cucumber. And what you want to do is pick them up, and you'll be surprised it's only been a couple of minutes, and yet look at how much liquid we're getting out of those vegetables. So they'll have a little bit of a tangy flavor now, a little bit of a salty flavor. Oh, I love this. Just one little extra pinch of salt and a little bit of extra thyme, and you've got something even more extraordinary. And to that, I want to add a really good handful of fresh mint leaves, and now pour over that dressing that we've made. Now give everything a good mix together. Okay, let's have a look at our chicken, and it's beautifully cooked through. Now let's see just how successful we were with this I can't believe it's not fried chicken. Oh, listen to that sound. Amazing. I'm just gonna slice this up. Now I want a nice big helping of that fresh noodle salad. This is such a quick weeknight dinner. I love it so much. And then our chicken, and then just a couple of little extras here. I like some crushed peanuts on mine. And a little wedge of lime. So there you go, guys. The crispiest chicken without the guilt, and a beautiful, fresh, zippy salad. Listen to that crunch. I mean, amazing.
Now this is the kind of noodle bowl that makes me very excited. Perfectly grilled chicken, fresh herbs, so good. Now the thing is that grilled chicken itself can be a little daunting. How do you know it's cooked through? How do you get that beautiful char? I have all the tips and tricks, my friends. Let's do it. Let's make my ultimate Vietnamese grilled chicken noodle bowl. Before we get to my ultimate hack for cooking grilled chicken, we're going to do the dressing first of all. So start off with some fish sauce, white vinegar, sugar and water. Give that a stir, and this is like a classic Vietnamese nuoc cham dressing. It does need a little heating though. So pop a plate on, and I'm going to use my microwave just to give this a bit of a zap. Now I've partnered with Panasonic for this episode, so I'm using their 3-in-1 convection microwave oven for this episode. So first of all, I'm just using microwave power, very standard, but we're going to get to some really cool tricks later on using the combination grill and microwave power, which is the secret thing, which I've just revealed. But anyway, watch till the end because you'll see how it really works. Holly, my producer's like, Marion, you spoiled it. But the thing is, if you're one of those people who's scared of cooking chicken, worried about it cooking through, this really is a cooking technique that you need to know how to do. So keep watching later. First of all though, I need to do the marinade of the chicken. For the marinade, I'm going to use some lemongrass to give it a really beautiful, fragrant flavor. I just need to bruise the stalks with the base of my knife, and then you need to peel off like this really tough outer layer of stalk because that's just really tough. So finely chop the inner part of the lemongrass, pop it into a bowl, and then add your other aromatics. We've got garlic and then fish sauce. I've got a little teaspoon of ketchup mayonnaise here. This is going to give us a really lovely color. You could also use dark soy sauce here too. Sugar, some black pepper, some oil, mix all of that together. And for the chicken, I am using chicken thighs. The reason I want to use the chicken thigh today is that I really want to replicate that kind of like street food, charcoal, grilled kind of flavor and texture on the top of the chicken. So the skin helps us to do that. And then thighs just stay juicier. So chicken goes into the marinade, give that a really good mix and just set that aside for like 10 minutes or so. That's all it needs. So the sauce is ready in here. And basically just 2 minutes in the microwave has helped the sugar to dissolve. Now I'm going to let that cool down. In the meantime, we can start building our bowls. So I have some cooked rice noodles here, and then I'm going to add lots of greenery. I have this whole plate of beautiful like fresh lettuce and herbs and radishes. I'm just going to pile up all my bits and pieces, some lettuce, carrot, mint, Thai basil. You could use any mixture of Asian herbs that you want here really. And then let's go back to the dressing. So now that my dressing is nice and cool, I'm going to chop up some chilies and add some garlic as well. I'm going to add in some lime juice. Now this is a really beautiful nuoc cham Vietnamese dressing. So now we're ready to do the chicken. To cook the chicken, I'm going to place the fillets onto a plate and then pour that marinade on the top. This is a really great way of doing chicken because that marinade will turn into a really beautiful sauce and keep your chicken fillets really nice and juicy. Now to cook the chicken, I'm going to use what I think is one of the most underrated functions on a microwave oven. A lot of microwave ovens have this function, but no one uses it. Guys, let me show you the way. Okay. Now I have my very special Panasonic microwave oven here, which does have a raised grill. So this helps you out a lot as well. And the chicken goes in the top. And then I use the grill function plus the microwave function together, and I do that for 15 minutes. And that's gonna do all the work. It's gonna cook the chicken through, it's gonna grill the chicken on the top, and I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worry about it. Holly doesn't have to worry about it. So we're all anxiety free.
Science.
Science. There's some cool stuff about inverter technology, which you might wanna know about, Dax.
Why don't you break it down for the audience?
Well, the thing is
Can you
that,
unpack this for us a little bit?
No, because regular microwaves, right, only have on and off power. Like it's either fully on or it's fully off, right? But if you have inverted technology like the Panasonic microwave, the power kind of undulates like this, giving you more even cooking.
Easy! Undulates.
It's like this. Up and down, like that. Yeah, not like this, just like this. It's a true story and I'm sticking to it, okay? Look at that, it's so good. I love this hack so much. Beautifully grilled chicken. It's got like all of that charry business happening on the top. And then look how juicy all of that is on the bottom. So what I like to do here is just kind of like spoon over some of those juices. Get everything looking sticky and shiny. So if I do this in my oven, it typically takes me about 30 or 40 minutes to get the same kind of result. Now, before we get into the chicken, guys, I just want to show you one more thing, because I would never normally use frozen spring rolls. Now, I would never usually use frozen spring rolls because I have like an Asian mum and she cooks the most amazing spring rolls, but this is an exception. Don't tell my mum. When I'm making like a noodle bowl situation and I want to do the added special add-ons, right, I use frozen spring rolls because they're quick, easy, and they cook really well in my Panasonic microwave. Let me show you. Take your frozen spring rolls, put them into your microwave, and again, I'm using combination power here, microwave plus convection, which does the whole thing a lot quicker. And I mean, look at how golden brown and beautiful these spring rolls are. Okay, we've got all of our bits and pieces now. I'm gonna slice my chicken. Look at that color, the color on the skin. Look how juicy it looks. Perfectly cooked. Chicken goes down. Spring rolls, street food vendor style, just snipped with some scissors. And your dressing. And there you go, my friends. That is one good looking noodle bowl. Oh. I love that. Mixing and eating, that's what we need to do here. Ultimate little mouthful noodles, spring rolls. That is so good. Like, the chicken is ridiculously juicy. It's just so fresh. Got all these vegetables in here and herbs, crunchy spring rolls. Yes. Fresh, spicy. Friends, this is one Thai noodle salad you need to know about. It's not traditional, but it's my version of a Thai-style salmon noodle salad. All right, guys, so this is like a bit of a mashup of a Thai Laab salad and a Thai yum Woonsen, which is another type of noodle salad. Let's start off with the noodles first of all. So I'm using these ones here. These are cellophane noodles, also known as glass noodles. In Thailand, we call them Woonsen, which is where you get the yum Woonsen name from. But these ones just take a little bit of extra preparing because they can get really soggy and sticky and be quite the disaster. So the way we do it, or the way my mum told me I have to do it, you know, I have to do what my mum says, but the way to do it is soak them in room temperature water first. So just get them in there, like about 5 minutes, that's all you need. In the meantime, I am gonna make some dressing. So we're taking like a classic Thai Laab dressing, and to do that, to make the classic version of that, you wanna start off with some Thai sticky rice or glutinous rice. I'm gonna toast it first of all. This guy, just have a look online. So it's what it is, it's a rice that is, it's not sushi rice, it's not jasmine rice, it is a different kind of rice that you make sticky rice out of, if you've ever had that in Asia. But it's very soft. And I gotta say, this is the ingredient where if you've had a classic Laab salad in a restaurant or in Thailand and you go to make it at home and it's not quite been right, it's probably because you didn't do this rice situation. So what we wanna do here is get this rice really nice and toasty. And when you can kind of smell, it's almost like a popcorn toasty kind of smell, and you can see that these grains are really lovely and golden brown. Now we want to grind them up. So this is the kind of situation you're after here. This is a really lovely, toasty, nutty kind of powder that's going to do two things, give us a lovely flavor, but also thicken up the dressing and really get it like clinging to all the salad ingredients.
a little bit later on. And now you can add the rest of the dressing ingredients. Now I need some palm sugar. So palm sugar is really common in Thailand. It's often the sugar that we use for dressings or curry paste. If you can't get palm sugar where you are, you can use a mix of white sugar and brown sugar. It kind of gives you that molassesy kind of flavor without being too strong. Now some fish sauce, some lime juice, and some chili powder. Now, this dressing is typically really fiery, like super on fire, spicy. If you want to tone it down, you certainly can. But I'm gonna add in quite a bit of chili powder here. This is the Thai chili powder, so you kind of get a combo of flakes and chili powder if you like. Yes, spicy, tangy, just a little sweet, but more on the tangy and spicy side. That's great. Okay, so the rest of what we're doing now is I'm gonna use some salmon for this salad. Totally not traditional, but I really love using salmon in the salad, so I'm gonna do that. What you need to do is just heat up a pan, add some oil. Now you wanna season your salmon fillets here with a little salt. You know, whenever I'm cooking, I'm always thinking about how I can lay the flavoring and the seasoning so that you're not just kind of, trying to catch up at the end. You should be trying to get as much flavor into everything. And in goes my salmon. A little more salt on the other side. Now I'm going to give these guys like about 3-4 minutes each side. I like my salmon to be slightly just kind of translucent pink through the middle, blush pink, not quite cooked all the way through, just because that's my preference, but you can do whatever you like. Alright, so my salmon is looking pretty good here. It's still really nice and soft and juicy there, so I'm going to take that off. Let's pop that onto a plate. You want to let that cool down until it's, just warm but cool enough for you to handle without burning your fingers. And so let's come back and have a look at our noodles. Now, this was just room temperature water, and you can see that those glass noodles have really softened up just from sitting there for those few minutes. So they really now only need literally just like a little dunking in some boiling water. They don't need to be cooked for too long, or as I said, they'll go all soggy and sticky. So into some boiling water, and now just quick little bath, and then we're out. If you've ever had trouble with your glass noodles or cellophane noodles, it's probably because they were cooked too long. Okay, so my other tip with these noodles is that they're quite long, so when you're mixing them in a salad, it can get a little bit awkward. So I like to give these a little chop with some scissors. Now my Asian mum would say that's really bad luck to chop your noodles, but whatever, we'll deal with the bad luck as it comes. All right, so just another few things here. I want some shallots in there as well. Now I like to put those on top of the warm noodles because it kind of cooks them through just a little bit, just takes that raw edge off them. Now I'm going to flake my salmon on top. Kind of want to keep it in large-ish chunks. I don't want it to disintegrate too much. Just have a look, just that lovely little translucent through the middle, so it's still nice and juicy. Nobody saw that. Oh, so good. Now we want to go in with our fresh herbs. I want some coriander, some spring onion, and a whole lot of mint as well. The mint leaves I like to keep whole and quite chunky. And for me, the mint here really is the star of the show. I mean, you could take or leave the coriander and spring onion, really. But a true Laab salad, that style of Thai salad always has a load of fresh mint. Now time to add the dressing. Just a really liberal amount of that dressing. It's kind of like the noodles will soak it all up, and so will that salmon. See how lovely those noodles are? Like they're not sticking together at all. They're really nice and separate, not a gloggy mess at all. Oh, I really love this smell. It just says Bangkok, Thailand, my mum's kitchen to me. It's just all those wonderful things. Okay, let me just see how we're going here. That was pretty good. I'm gonna pop this out onto a plate. A little final drizzle of dressing. A few extra fresh herbs here. Maybe one final little extra sprinkle of chili here. Oof, that looks fiery. Okay, so there you go, my friends. That is a Thai style salmon noodle salad. Totally not what my mum would make, but totally what I'm into eating right now because it smells amazing. Not traditional, but amazing. Okay, you want some salmon, you want some herbs. Yeah. It smells so fresh. You know what's so magical about this kind of salad? Is that you're taking so many big flavors like fish sauce and sugar and lime and herbs and all these punchy things and creating something so beautiful and so harmonious and ridiculously delicious. I love that. Yum. Thailand has so many iconic spicy salads. This is not one of the most famous, but once you've tried it, it's unforgettable. We're gonna make Laab Woonsen. Okay guys, I love this dish so much because Laab is one of my favorite Thai salads. One, because it's super spicy, has loads of fresh herbs and it's so tangy and full of flavor. And the other reason I love it so much is because there are noodles. So it's like my two favorite things, noodles and Laab spicy salad. What could be better? All right, let's start with the noodles first. So we're gonna use a glass noodle, which in Thailand we call Woonsen. So this is what it looks like. It's also called cellophane noodles, bean thread noodles, mung bean, vermicelli, bean thread vermicelli. Oh my God, there's so many different names for this noodle, but that's what you're looking for. And the best way to deal with these guys is some hot water. If you cook them in boiling water like pasta, they turn to mush. So just hot water and pour that on. Just sort of spread them out a little and you want to let them soak for about 10 minutes until they're just tender. So in the meantime, let's talk about rice. And we need rice for this dish because the secret ingredient to any good Thai Laab salad is roasted glutinous rice. So you're looking for sticky rice or glutinous rice. Looks just like this, and we're gonna pop it into our frying pan. I want you to toast these guys, keep them moving so they get an even color, and you'll be able to smell when they're ready. I'm starting to get that aroma now. What it is like a nutty, popcorn, smoky kind of aroma. And when we grind this up and add this to our salad, that's the beautiful flavor that it adds. Now look at that color, that's just perfect. I want to get that into my mortar and then just grind that to a fine powder. So you can do this with regular jasmine or long grain rice as well. I do find it can be a little bit firmer and a bit more bitey than the sticky rice. So try and find that one first. Now let's have a look at our noodles, and the only way to test is to pick one up and try it. Beautifully tender and not sticky or gluggy. That's exactly what we want. Shake most of that water off and into a bowl. So the next thing we want to do is the spicy salad dressing. Now we're going to start off with some fish sauce and some palm sugar. So this is what palm sugar will usually look like. It comes in these very firm cakes. And then what you need to do is use your knife to shave the sugar, and that will allow it to disintegrate and dissolve more easily into that dressing. Next up is the chili powder. So this is a Thai chili powder. It's sort of like a little flaky and it has seeds in there as well as the powder. What I would suggest is that if you can't get a Thai brand of chili powder, just look for a chili powder that has quite a bit of heat, but also has a little bit of those seeds and a bit of a flaky texture. This salad is traditionally really hot. I mean, the cafe that serves it down the road from my studio here in Bangkok makes it so hot, but it's so good. Obviously, you can tone the chilies down a little if you prefer. And to that, I'm gonna add our roasted rice powder. And then the other thing I want is some lime juice. It's tasting so good. Salty, tangy, spicy. Love it. So this will get us started with the salad dressing. I always find with this kind of Thai salad, you do need to taste it and adjust the seasoning at the end, but this is a solid start. Now the other thing I want to do is slice up some shallots, and these are some little red, small Asian shallots. You could use French eschalots as well. They're a bit bigger, so use less of those. Actually, even some red onion would be fine too. Okay, so now we can get started on our pork. And I'm just gonna get this straight into a dry frying pan. Traditionally, the meat for this type of salad in Thailand is often boiled in a little bit of water, but I find with pork mince, it's got enough kind of juiciness that it can handle just going into a pan on its own, and it will cook in its own little porky juices. So I can see we've got the juice coming out now. The pork looks cooked. You don't want to brown the meat for this. You're really after it to just kind of poach. Now that's looking good. I'm going to put this straight into our noodles. Now I try and leave behind most of that liquid because I don't want to sog out my salad. Now while that pork is still warm, I want to add in my shallots. And this is just a thing that I like to do with my Laab salads. I add a little bit of the dressing first, and I mix the warm pork and the warm shallots and that little bit of dressing together so that the shallots kind of lose that harsh onion flavor. Now, one of the most important things for any Thai salad is the herbs. And I'm gonna use a very traditional herb for this type of salad. It's called sawtooth coriander, and it looks like this, very different to regular coriander. You can see the leaves have that sawtooth edge, hence the name, sawtooth coriander. This will give you the most authentic flavor, I guess. It has a coriander flavor, but it's kind of stronger, a bit more medicinal. If you can't get a hold of this, and I know a lot of you won't be able to, you can use regular coriander. And for those of you who don't like coriander, you can just leave it out. And now I want some spring onion as well. And then the most important herb, which is the reason why I said if you're not a coriander lover, you can leave it out. The most important herb is mint. So you want lots of mint. Now pour over your dressing. Oh, this is my favorite part, where the noodles get stained a beautiful chili red and I can smell all those fresh herbs. Okay, now I want to test for my final seasoning here. Honestly, Thai salads, they're so magical. There is so much flavor there. It's just a huge burst of spicy and tangy and fresh and all the good things. I am going to add a little bit more chili though, because I'm me. And then I want a little bit more lime juice as well. Okay, now just pile this up onto a plate. And then to serve here in Thailand, we always have some cooling ingredients nearby to nibble on in between mouthfuls of spicy salad. So I've got some raw cabbage here, and then a few stems of spring onion. And then these are snake beans, which we often serve raw for that cooling effect. So there you go, guys. If you love spicy things, if you love noodles, if you love Thai salads, any of those things, then you are gonna wanna make this. And I am going to wanna eat it. So good. I always get so excited about noodles.
Hi everyone, welcome back. The best show in the world. Don't you think? Very good show. I like to watch. Anyway, today got special recipe for you. We're gonna make Thailand famous Som Tum salad. But we're gonna add some noodle. My family love this one with the noodle, especially Marion. First thing, gonna show you the green pawpaw. Not very old and not very young. This hello, see? You can find this in the Asian supermarket. If you can't find this, just use a carrot. Now I'm gonna show you how to prepare. Listen one, make the pawpaw. See, you cut it here first and this one, like this, okay? That's how the Thai people do, we peel it like this. Take the skin off. If you like, you can use the vegetable peel too. This how they look like. Now we're gonna make the dressing. I'm gonna show you original way. A little bit danger, but you listen to noise, you'll be okay. Promise. Hold the pawpaw, but you just cut with a knife. Keep turning. Dip your finger underneath. Gonna look like this. You use your peel like this. Yeah? Like this. See, look like this. This is the original way. When I'm young, my My family, my mother, my grandma, my auntie make like this. We sit down, we just chop like this. Young kids these days don't know how to do it. If you want to do cheating, you can use this. I show you. This you just halfway through like this, okay? Just like this. And keep turning purple. You can find this Asian store. Marion say online too. I don't know what online means. I think you know what online means. Too many things saying no, I don't know. But I know how to make the som tum. Now the purple is done. Now we're going to make the flavor. Start off with the garlic. I'm using this water pestle. This is the original way we make in Thailand. In the wooden pestle. Yeah. This is on the bottom is the clay. Yes. Gonna make like this. Now we're gonna do the garlic. Just roughly one, because we're gonna take the skin off because we can't eat the skin. You don't have the water pestle like this. You can do it in a bag. Put everything in a zip bag and then use the rolling pin and bang, bang, bang. Another video I show you how to make. Marion say on YouTube or something. Now we're gonna add the chili. I need 2 chili. I don't want too spicy. Take this thing, take it away, take it off. Marion like it spicy. I also want some dry trim. This dry trim like this. Secret tip, you can soak the dry trim in the water first, make it a little bit softer. You just take the prawn, no water. And the peanut, roast the peanut. I toast in the pan first. Now we bang, bang, bang. You think someone you don't like, you use your mouth. Just joking. No, I lie, everyone. Especially son-in-law. Make like a bruise only. You don't want to make too fine. I'm using original bean here. In Thailand, because snake bean this long. You can use regular green bean too. This one, you can use your hand, roughly chop like it. That's the way we do. I want some one tomato too. All the original ingredients. You cut half first, like this, okay? And you use like this. That's how we do. Bruise a little bit. Tomato make a little bit sauce when you bruise it. Smell good. Now we add the pawpaw. Pound a little bit. I nearly forgot. I'm gonna make my noodle. Why did you not tell me? You can't remember everything, you know. I got my rice noodle here. And pour the hot water. I like to soak the noodle. Just soak noodle is fine. I like to soak the noodle, not boil the noodle. The boiling can make it soggy. No one likes soggy noodles. Only a couple minutes only. In my pawpaw and add some resting. I need some fish sauce. You see this one here? This palm sugar. You can't get palm sugar. Use half brown sugar, half white sugar. Similar flavor. I want some lamb as well. Now we pound it. Get everything mixed up. Smell good. Have a taste. Very nice. Salty, sweet, and sour, and spicy a little bit. That's nice flavor. Let me check my noodles. Oh, see, nice and soft. Now we're ready to mix everything together. One more tip from Noi. You cut the noodle, make it easy to mix. Some people say bad luck to cut a noodle. Oh well, easy to mix. Now we're gonna add all the pawpaw. Now we mix. This one's great to do with a lot of people. And with a party, I like to make this one for everyone. When I make party at home, I like to serve this with grilled chicken, grilled prawn, very nice salad. Everyone like it. Now it looks good. There we go. Classic Thai dish. Everyone will like it. Som Tum Noodle. Another winner from Noi.